We're back for our final segment with Lorna Dueck on getting the best long-term care for a loved one. Now, Lorna, you talked about, spoken about wanting Vern to have the best life physically and spiritually in care. How did you make sure his days felt really meaningful? You talked about how there's some extra activities, but what did you personally do to make sure those days weren't just days?
Food is important. I came every breakfast with either a butter tart or a cinnamon bun or something that he liked.
Oh man, that sounds
So
good.
yeah, so remember like little special food things,
Yeah.
French fries or whatever, a special fast food place. So food's important.
Mm.
Walks outdoors. Walks outdoors are really important. The staff does not have time to give your loved one a walk outside. So, and all of us in long-term care are in wheelchairs. And so take your loved one for a walk outside.
It's amazing what fresh air can do too.
Oh,
Just a change of environment. You get outside, you just take a deep breath, you soak it in, the
yeah,
sun hits your face.
yeah. Being part of the handy transit system in your town.
Okay, so what is that?
That's where you have a free service where the handy transit comes to the long-term care, picks you up, and you can take a bus trip out
Oh,
to
lovely.
the lakefront, to downtown streets, just to a mall. And so just having, use the services that are out there in the community, like handy transit is really great. And
Okay.
and then inviting old friends, family members in to have dinner with you in the long-term care.
And they let you
Because
do that.
yes, of course, they
Okay,
let you
that's
do
great.
that. However, you have to be in a long-term care that actually has a room, a dedicated dining
Okay.
room that can be used for visits or a place. I mean, we were in the Schlegel chain, which I can't say enough good things about. They even have a restaurant in the
Do
building.
they really?
They do.
That's awesome.
It is. It's awesome to have a restaurant in your elder care facility.
Do they have what kind of activities they have? Now I know they also you go to church all the time. So what about like church services in a
Okay.
long-term care? What
Yeah.
about
So long-term care has, as I said, there's a government hours allotted for allied professionals. So that does include your chaplain. That does include
oh,
all kinds of activities. And so when you're touring and picking a home, you want to see where do they do those activities because
yeah.
they are budgeted to have a full-time activity director for
Okay.
about like for the entire home who oversees it, and then each floor, like in our system, there was 40 people on a floor. They have a dedicated activity director.
Okay.
So look and see what's in the art corner.
Yeah.
What's in the painting corner? What's in the music corner? How often are people coming in? Are entertainers being booked?
Yes, I was
And
gonna ask about that
yeah,
because I know when I was a kid, my my piano teacher would have us do our recitals, our piano recitals, in the
perfect.
long-term care home. I
Yeah.
grew up doing that.
Yeah, no, and that's just great. In our group, I don't know how they pulled this off, but a group of moms with babies came and put the babies on
Oh,
the floor with toys, and all the
oh,
people sat in a corner and just watched these babies crawl around, and it was charming. Anyway, there's
yeah.
endless
Do they? How
activities.
about pets? Is it
Yes, yes, and farms come in and bring animals, and
really?
there's beautiful. Maybe you want to be a volunteer in a
Yeah.
long-term care home with your pet.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole program for that. So
That's
just
wonderful.
yeah, we I think we had probably 3 or 4 dogs that came to the floor every
Oh,
week and would
I love
walk in,
that.
and ours was Finnegan that would jump up on Vernon. Yeah, if you feel like your long-term care home doesn't have enough
Yeah.
stimulation,
Right.
get involved because there's
Okay.
lots of triggers that can do it. But again, it takes you, the family member, showing up and saying, I think we can do something
Yeah.
like this here. I think we can do something like that there. Work with your family council, work with your recreation director, work with the manager. It really needs family back and forth to catch all of that.
You've covered so many things, and I think that have to ask you: is there one thing that stands out that people should know as we wrap up in the next 20 seconds here?
If you don't visit, your loved one is going to suffer.
Oh,
I'm sorry, there's no
yeah.
shortcut around it. Don't look at that part of your life as I'm going to make sure this chapter is done so well that they leave this earth knowing that they were cared for and loved.
Lorna, that is absolutely perfect. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Peace of mind comes when we do our best to prepare for the future because life will throw us curveballs no matter what. Researching early about how to obtain the best possible long term care for your family can make this sensitive and emotional time into an easier transition for all parties. Remember to advocate for your loved ones and yourself. See you next time on A Healthy Dose.